Hello everyone, this is Meshi with Align Plans. Thanks so much for joining me. Today we're going to be looking at journaling systems, and I thought that we would do a fun little comparison using 3 different categories. If you are feeling stuck, if you are just kind of on a hunt for 2026 for the perfect journaling system, and you're trying to kind of narrow it down of which one to choose from, I wanted to pick 2 of my absolute favorites, and we're going to compare them side by side. So we're going to be talking about the Take a Note journal as well as the regular size Traveler's notebook, and we're going to compare how they are similar, how they are different, and that way hopefully you can kind of see how each of them or maybe both of them might fit into your life. So if that sounds good, then why don't we just get started and let's get chatting about journaling systems. So first and foremost, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I tend to kind of get overwhelmed when I see all of the different options available, while I'm also trying to kind of narrow down and observe my own patterns and the way that I journal, the way that I like to plan things. And so I kind of wish there was that I would have seen these videos, because that would have actually been really helpful for me to kind of figure out not so much if the journaling system is right for me, but to see what would be the difference in experience. So the 3 different ways that I thought that we would kind of compare them, I really didn't want to do a technical comparison because I don't think that would really help you. So we're going to be looking at the vibe, the function, and the detail. So first up, let's just get started with the vibe. What do I mean by vibe? Well, basically, how does it actually feel? What is the feeling that you get when you start using this planner? So let's start with the Take a Note. So right now I have it in the Superior Labor cover. So first of all, I love the cover, and it's important to note that because I find that if I don't put anything on it, it's not that it doesn't work the same, it's just I don't get the same feeling. I don't get the same tactile feeling. Obviously, this is like a roughened up leather cover. I've had this for quite some time. I bought this a couple of years ago when I was using the Common Planner. So it is in a B6 size. First of all, when I'm looking at the journal itself, I really love how simple and minimalist it is, but then also I really love how sturdy the actual journal is. I'm saying journal, I know it's a planner, guys, but I'm using it as a journal. So for the remainder of the video, I'm actually gonna just refer to it as a journal. So the other thing that I really notice about this journal is that whenever I open it, it opens up completely flat. Again, to me, that's very important because I just find that if things don't lay flat, if they kind of lay weird, or I have to move them around, it's going to limit how much I actually want to use it. So I also made a note to kind of just start tracking things that are somewhat important in my life for the monthly. And sometimes I take time for it. Sometimes I really don't. So I tend to just, honestly, with the monthly, it's one of those things. Now, when I'm looking at the weekly layout and when I'm looking at previous spreads of what I've already done, it took me a minute to kind of find my own rhythm of how I wanted to use this. But when I'm looking at it just from first glance, I see that there's a structure, there's a structural way about it, right? Where I'm looking at how the top section is set up for the weekly, and then this whole entire half of the page is really dedicated for just capturing almost like recaps about the week in different categories. At least that's how I have been using it. And it has been really working well for me because I find that it's enough space for me to just capture little snippets of my day. And then I can kind of go into a little bit more detail in the different categories in the bottom of the page. So, by the way, before we go any further, if you are finding this video helpful and useful, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't had a chance to just yet. We chat 3 times a week on this channel for the month of October. This may be changing, just keep that in mind. But for the month of October, we are sitting here, we're talking about anything and everything stationary and planning and journaling and minimalist planning and finding a way to utilize all the things that we have without overconsumption. So if that's your vibe, then make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's get back into talking about journaling. That to me works. The other thing that I get from the vibe is obviously I noticed that it is more of a white Tomo River paper versus the cream colored one. I definitely have a preference for cream color paper, but it's definitely not a deal breaker for me because I find that based on how everything is laid down, I know that I'm probably going to be with this journal for a little bit. So this is all I'm going to say about this when it comes to the vibe. Like I kind of find that like because things are a little bit more structured, I tend to kind of almost like the template is laid out for me of how it was sort of intended for me to use it. Keep in mind, I'm using this as a family memory keeper. So I'm writing down memories for my family members as well, not just so much for myself. And then the note section in the back, again, because it's the vision and the grid is kind of set up in a way that I kind of find myself journaling differently here. We will talk a little bit more about that. Now let's talk about the Traveler's Notebook. What is the vibe? Well, first of all, you will notice that it's more narrow. It's definitely, whenever I'm looking at this entire setup, because it has multiple booklets, I immediately know that I can kind of jump around. So if I only have a few minutes and I wanted to capture something that was interesting, I can literally just flip that book open. Don't mind this right now because right now it's actually not set up properly. Like generally speaking, I actually don't keep the monthly in here. So that will kind of make it feel weird, but let me just put it in properly the way that it's supposed to. The way it was intended. Okay, here we go. Well, when I'm just like flipping it open, I kind of love the fact that I can just flip it open and I can jump in at any time. If I want to do a quick reflection, I can do that. The insert that I'm using, just for a reference, it's a Tomo River paper. It's a grid notebook, and I believe that this is actually a collaboration with Baumkuchen and Traveler's Company. So if you wanted to get this exact insert, you can get it through the Baumkuchen's website. But I mean, because it's a grid notebook, you notice that there isn't much of a structure added to it, which is totally fine. But because the structure actually lives in some of the other booklets. So I don't necessarily feel like I need to do more detailed journaling here on a weekly basis. This is sort of like, hey, if something is on your mind, come and write it here. That's the vibe that I get. That plus the portability of it all kind of makes me feel like I am here to listen whenever you're ready to talk. And so that kind of, it's sort of like this really soft invitation for me to know that when that inspiration hits, or when I feel like I really need to kind of jot down my thoughts and I actually want to sit with this for a little bit longer, then then I have the space and I don't have the limitation or the grid or like all of these structures that are put in the take a note. Now let's talk a little bit about function. Kind of briefly touched on this a little bit, but when it comes to function, I think that first of all, it's very important to kind of figure out like what you initially intended to use it for, and then how you actually using it currently. Because I think that as I'm kind of going through my little review and taking a look at all of these different journaling systems, I'm personally finding that some of these systems that I put in place are not working, not because of how the journals or the planners are set up, but because the system and its function is not actually cohesive or in congruence. It doesn't have congruency with my life and with my current habits and my schedule. So when it comes to using the Traveler's Notebook, the way I'm actually using it, I find that sometimes I just write, and that's totally cool. But other times, because I do a little bit more detailed, like layering and things like that, I find that the time commitment changes for me. And by the way, let me be clear, there's nothing wrong with, sitting with your journal a little bit longer. But I know that a lot of the times I'm not reaching for this because once I kind of start, I have a hard time stopping. And then once I have all of my journaling and ephemera in front of me, I kind of get so lost in it. You don't really see that here, but I definitely see it in the last few spreads. Like this would be one of them where I kind of take my time to figure out like how I want to layer things. I don't do that very, very often. And maybe I should, but And I, by the way, like I totally love the way that this spread looks. Like when I kind of log back, I'm like, that's exactly what I was hoping that this booklet would kind of serve for me. But then the other part of it is that if I'm taking this with me to journal, let's say in a coffee house, or if I'm traveling, then this becomes more like an extension of like all the ephemera that I collect. And it's just full-blown memory keeping, but that's just for me. So I really love adding like these little decorative pieces. I don't feel committed to it like it has to happen, but it's one of those things where it's really nice for me to add that, because that's the vibe that I'm really after within this journal. Now, when it comes to the take notes, it's a completely different conversation because I have that structure in place within the weekly. And keep in mind, like mainly I'm using the weekly here. So like this would be a really good representation of how I would use it. It's a totally different time commitment for me. I really love that I can just write down what's going on in my life. It's very time specific. It's dated, first of all. And then in the bottom, I kind of set up like the priorities for the week, any family moments that happen, what's happening with my mental health. So that would be anything that's frustrating, or something that is going on that is exhausting, or something new and exciting that's really affecting me. I kind of wanted to write that here because I not only want to capture the things that are kind of challenging in my life, but then I also want to be able to capture the wins. And sometimes I don't necessarily do that within the TN. And then I have like these little weekly reflections. So because I have this structure put in place, I find that the end result of not only how my spread looks, but then what I journal about and how I kind of think about these is different, right? Because I'm giving it a very specific structure. So it's almost like having a journal, but then you have a specific journal prompt that is really just asking you, hey, just reflect on this in this specific way. And I kind of like that because I find that this way, there is a sense of cohesiveness within the way I journal. So there's like a sense of like continuation, that even though the template doesn't change, but then what I write about still can shift and change and evolve. And then I have like an anchor point. I don't necessarily feel like I have an anchor point within the Traveler's Notebook beyond just, hey, when you're traveling, these are the things that you're going to write about, and it becomes really memorable. And by the way, like there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, if I'm not traveling very often, then it's sort of like, okay, beyond traveling, what else can we use it for? So I just write a little bit differently within the TN. And it doesn't make it good or bad. It's just different. So I think that it's really important to kind of note its function. And then once you're clear about the function of what you want it to give you back, then it becomes so much easier for you to see what type of journal do you need. Hence why there's like a lot of guided journals out there. So like I don't have to like explain guided journals to you, but I'm just saying that this kind of almost acts like a guided journal because I'm creating my own prompts within the system. Which leads me to my third point of the detail. Now the detail of like how much you actually end up sharing and what is ultimately your time commitment. And I'm kind of going to go back to vibe just a second, because I feel so differently when I'm writing here versus when I'm writing here. And it's not just based on how the layout works, but because of how I'm, like if I'm here, I'm like deep. I have like all of my, journaling supplies. I have my stamps and my stickers and my washi tape. Like I find myself extremely creative when I'm in my Traveler's Notebook. Yes, granted, I want the spread to sort of look a certain way, but I just find that like here, it's about the writing, but it's also about the decoration and like just sort of like the vibe that I'm creating with this, because I feel that level of inspiration. It's not that I don't feel that way here, but I definitely spend, this one is more like a quick in and out. It's very efficient. And because everything is already in a structure, it's in an order, I don't use my creative side nearly as much. I don't think about, contrast. I don't think about how do I want things to kind of come together cohesively so that when I look back, I can be like, wow, that inspires me. And I know I'm spending a lot of time explaining like this, but there's a lot more to it. I think it's not necessarily the decoration that I add in there, because sometimes it could be like pictures that I add into my TN. But I'm telling you, whenever I do, I have like this natural draw to continue that feeling of feeling creative. Here, I have a natural draw to go much deeper into my emotions. So here, I know that I'm going to be hashing things out. And if the weekly isn't enough, then I'm flopping over to the back where I can go even longer. And here, I kind of don't care about the decoration. I might add up, like, it's very minimal, where I might add up like 1 to 2 stickers and kind of call it a day. To me, it's more about what I really want to share rather than how I want the spread to look. So hopefully that makes sense. And I think that it's very important for you to kind of, when you're looking at all of these different inspos of both of these journaling systems, take a look at what you're actually naturally drawn to. Are you drawn to the size? Are you drawn to, the spreads that people are creating? Are you drawn to, the functionality of the booklet, of how you are when you're sitting with this? Because I find I can sit with this for a lot longer than I can with my TN. Maybe this is why I don't necessarily do a ton of journaling here, because it takes me a little bit to set things up, like clamping it down, grabbing all my journaling supplies, but I want to be highly creative in this booklet. I'm telling you this right now. And maybe you don't, and that's totally cool, but I'm kind of just reflecting on my own practices of how I journal. And so if you're kind of wondering, which one would be suitable for you, I think that when it comes right down to it is to kind of like run it through these 3 different categories of what is the vibe, what is the function, and how much detail, how much are you willing to share of yourself within these pages. And then that will kind of navigate you to which one might be a better suitable option for you. And I didn't want to bring in like 5 other systems. I know there's obviously there's other journaling systems out there. I totally get it. And I didn't want to like get like an oversimplified one and then a super like intricate one. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to get 2 systems that I equally use and I equally love, but they serve a totally different purpose in my life. So if you're finding yourself sort of trying to figure out like which one might be better suited for you, beyond figuring out like, do you prefer a B6 size or do you prefer like an A5 slim? Like, do you prefer it to kind of be like long and narrow, or do you prefer it to be like a little bit smaller and chunkier, right? Beyond figuring out like, how do you want your, like, what size do you want? And do you prefer like white or cream colored paper? Once you have all of those things figured out, I think when it comes right down to it is, where do you want to journal? What do you want to share within those pages? How detailed do you want to get? And how much structure do you require? And also when you're interacting with the paper, when you're using it, when you're writing in it, how does it actually make you feel? Because beyond all of that, like the cost is going to be so negligible in comparison based on how long you end up using a journal for, that it's never really going to come down to that. I think a lot of the times it's going to come down to how do you actually feel when you're using your journal, and how much are you willing to kind of share within those pages. And I can kind of sit with this for an hour. I usually finish this in 15 minutes, right? So they're different experiences. They're each equally valid, but they just kind of give me back something different. So hopefully you're finding this helpful and useful. This is basically all I wanted to share with you. I hope that you have found this helpful. If you did, I would love to know in the comment section. Please share with me which planner or journal system do you prefer. If you have tried either one of them, let me know which one is your favorite and why. And in the meanwhile, just keep planning, keep journaling, keep doing all the things. And I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.